Hey guys, welcome back to part two of Reflections on the Cross during Holy Week. It is 11:19 p.m. right now, and yeah, I was hoping to get it in before the end of the day, and here it is. So I wanted to talk about the idea of cosmic reconciliation brought about by the cross for this reflection. So I'm getting this from Colossians 1, verses 19 to 20. I'll just read it. It says, "For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross." So God is reconciling through Christ, through the cross, all things, whether in heaven or on earth, for himself. And so, what does this reconciliation mean? Well, it basically means that God is bringing everything back into proper relationship with himself as the creator. And so, what does that mean for the earth? It means that, the curse that was put on the earth was brought about through the sin of mankind. Sin is dealt with at the cross. One day the curse will be lifted and the earth will be renewed and restored. Romans 8 talks about that beautiful passage. What does this mean for about heaven? It mentioned whether on earth or in heaven in this passage. And we know that there are dark supernatural forces in the heavenly places. Ephesians 6 talks about that, that we are to be aware of those and to put on the full armor of God to guard against those things. And so we know from Colossians 2, awesome passage, Colossians 2:13, talks about, "And you who were dead in your trespasses and sins, in the uncircumcision of your flesh, God made alive together with him, having forgiven us all our trespasses, by canceling the record of debt that stood against us with its legal demands. This he set aside, nailing it to the cross. He disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in him." These are those rulers and authorities in the heavenly places that are the enemies of mankind and the enemies of God. Through the cross, Christ takes away their power. The power of the devil is the guilt of sin. And if there is no more guilt, then the devil has no more power. And so, what does this mean for humanity? What it means is that, going back to Colossians 1, after saying that he has made peace by the blood of his cross, he says, "And you who were once alienated and hostile in mind, doing evil deeds, he is now reconciled in his body of flesh by his death, in order to present you holy and blameless and above reproach before him." So who is Paul talking about here? Is this just everybody? The next verse, verse 23 says, "If indeed you continue in the faith, stable and steadfast, not shifting from the hope of the gospel that you heard." And so, for those who believe in Christ, who believe in the gospel, who believe that he died and rose again on their behalf, their sins are forgiven. We are reconciled in a loving, right relationship with God. And yeah, those who do not know God, who reject God, and who follow the path of the rulers and authorities in the heavenly places, they will be triumphed over in judgment. But for those who trust in Christ, who believe that the cross was the center point of the redemption of the world, they will be brought into right, loving relationship with their Creator once again. So that's the thought for tonight. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll be back earlier in the day tomorrow. Thanks.